1,000 horsepower Hellcat, and 5 in the morning they came.
1,000 horsepower Hellcat, 5 in the morning. Sounds like a recipe for disaster. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I have never really done a format like this, but I do appreciate a couple people that do stuff like this. And right now, this is a trucking channel, and trucking is not very great. So there'll be more Ubering on this channel soon. Plus, the stuff like this, stuff that I think is interesting, different topics. Like I said, I had one of these cars that was one of the most stolen cars out there, a Hellcat. I had a 2018. It was a wide body. I wasn't really ever super scared of it being stolen, but watching these videos, I think I should have been. So 5 a.m., 1,000 horsepower. Mine had 700 horsepower, still plenty. But let's go through these and kind of have a different type of video for this channel. And I'll do these from time to time, but I really enjoy watching this kind of stuff, so I try my hand at making it. But Tommy G is the guy we're going to talk about first in this video. And great YouTube channel. Watch a lot of his stuff. Kind of just covers different topics, sees if it's real or not, or just investigates kind of thing. But this one had to do with car theft, and I guess he got one of the top car thieves and took him to a dealership. Let's watch.
Broke the windows, tried to get in it, but yeah, they couldn't get it started, so they left it. So.
Yeah, because it takes too long to program the key. I'm the guy who's usually hitting your lots, taking your guys' stuff, to be honest.
I'm usually the guy who's hitting your lots, taking your guys' stuff, to be honest with you. Oh my goodness. So they have him right there. I guess there must have been an accord to not arrest him or I don't know, whatever. But then you come to the guy who owns the dealership. That's him who's next.
You know, it's good people trying to cope with things, or trying to provide, or trying to do different things.
Good people trying to cope or provide. Okay, maybe he just has good insurance or something. Why not put some barriers and unplug the batteries of these high performance cars? I don't know, but he doesn't do that. He just chalks it up to it's a necessity, I guess, for some people to do. I don't know. Well, let's watch a little bit more.
That Hellcat, if that would have been me taking that Hellcat would have been gone. And they would have never seen it. Those were rookies. And then I got track hawk keys.
I got everything.
I got everything you could think of.
Got some neighbors walking down with their kids in the strollers. Oh yeah, this, by the way, is my 82 Camaro. It's not an IROC, but I call it an IROC because that was my first car. Little story about that. I had my car stolen from me right there in my driveway, my dad's house. Test drove it. Probably should have thought something was fishy because he never, there's no car. Nobody showed up. There was no car that he showed up in. Somebody dropped him off. So no mass, no nothing, just has a gold chain on it. He was a South American descent, and test drove with me, came back, backed it into the driveway, asked me to close the hood, and I kind of stepped aside. He just took off. Almost hit me with the door, closed the door on the way, took off. Police found him about 10, 15 miles from the house on the interstate. He blew the motor, blew the radiator, and they arrested him. But don't know how much time he did in that. We did press charges, whatever, but that was my first experience with something getting stolen from me, or a car getting stolen. But this yellow Corvette right here, pay close attention to where it's parked and what it's doing right there in the front line. And later on, it'll make a little more sense what's going on. But he's just like reprogramming them, has all these different keys. But check it out. We've got a little golf cart driving by. All right, but yeah, that's my car. It's a 383 stroker. Just always had that car in high school, so I kind of wanted the same kind of thing. I know it's a little over the top, but it's me, and I love white vehicles. I don't know why, but it's got a weed and blower on it, and it's a 383 if you want to know. It has a manual transmission. But here we go. Let's see what happens with this guy.
Nothing. I got a bag at home with 35 keys.
Would take something from this dealership and broad?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Especially respectfully after meeting their employees, I know they're not going to chase me.
How is it not risky to do it broad day?
You got to know the state you're in, the people who work there. Like if I came here and they were wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots, I wouldn't fuck with them because I'm like, oh, they're going to shoot me.
So I'm like, they're going to shoot me. So at least he knows a little bit about where he's at. If he's going to get prosecuted, I believe this is in Wisconsin. So he knows he's not going to get much recourse, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, and he knows if he's in a different state, like here in Georgia and South Carolina. I think Georgia's pretty intent on like pit maneuvering and chasing you. But South Carolina, same thing. They do have the bounty hats, and they will probably shoot your tires out or pit maneuver you. But I guess some states are a little bit different. So, but yeah, here's the next part of this video. This is about 2 weeks after this video comes out that we were just watching, and what happens at that dealership.
Well, they got robbed today. Across the street has a big gaping hole in it. They stole our Z01 Camaro, our white Hellcat, and our Z06 Corvette. All three of those got robbed today, and they literally smashed out the side of the building at our store across the street.
Just going back to that, why not have some barriers? Why not, if these vehicles are getting stolen, a lot of these high performance ones, and it looks like they've been broken into, a lot of you see him say at the end of it, disconnect the batteries. How long does that take to do? Have some quick connects on the batteries, have some kill switches, anything like that. But you see how they get into the dealership too.
They made a video with Tommy G. See, completely busted out the whole showroom. Glass completely gone. Came right through. Police here. Yeah. This is why you don't make viral YouTube videos and talking about stealing cars. Here in Delavan, Wisconsin, we're getting robbed daily. Yeah.
Jeez.
Here in Wisconsin, we're getting robbed daily. Disconnect the batteries. Find some other course of action, unless you just like getting robbed or insurance policies pay you. I don't know. Maybe that's why insurance is up so much in this world today. But you'll see that's how they are breaking in, and they're just using a car as like a battering ram right here.
Equinox battery ram.
And then here you go. This is just
Three vehicles.
under a minute gone, guaranteed. All those cars are gone. Like, had maybe kind of an inside job, maybe a service person or someone else that works there. And a lot of these guys who are figuring out this kind of computer reprogramming stuff or using those stuff, either they're really tech savvy or they might have had somebody who worked at the dealership or was a tech there and knows how this stuff kind of works, because this stuff isn't just figured out by people working on cars on their own. They have to work at the dealership or somebody worked at the dealership or a friend who figured that stuff out. But then there's these guys right here.
Are worth more than $300,000.
On March 1st, thieves break into this Lawrenceburg auto dealership. The bandits find keys and license plates, then begin stealing cars. This sports car is valued at close to $150,000. And 20 minutes later, they're at this Giles County convenience store buying fuel.
So this morning,
I guess a lot of cars dealerships probably are low on fuel anyways, but I think that seems to be a way they catch some of these people is they go straight to gas stations, and then gas stations see like a 3, 4 in the morning exotic show up with a 17 or 18 or 19 or however old they are, 25-year-old, and maybe report it sometimes or don't, but we'll see that later if they do. It's just crazy. And this is the car I had pretty much right here. This is the, I had a 2018 SRT Hellcat, but I had the Alcantara interior where it's kind of like suede. The same thing, red interior, black dash, exact same car as mine almost, just a little bit different interior. And then this guy, just it's kind of different, just cojones for having it here where he's got it at.
woke up to go into the car.
Got it there.
And yeah, they try to get me.
But first of all, having a wide body Hellcat just out in the open, no garage. Having a wide body Hellcat and you ain't got it parked in no garage. That's, boy, y'all hustling backwards nowadays, boy. That's crazy.
Hustling backwards. Never heard that one. That's hilarious. But just having it in the open, like at an apartment complex, is crazy. But yeah, and I don't know why, but they go through the vents. Why do they do the vent thing? Why do they go through the AC vents? Because that's why they pulled that whole piece off. You'll see in another video, they go through the vents, and let me know why they do that.
Hellcats in an apartment.
Not already aware, 54 cars are being stolen every single day in the greater Toronto area. And here, you're probably thinking, what are they doing? Well, they're ripping off the front bumper because what they're trying to do is get access to the headlight, because the headlight has a connector which connects to the ECU, or the computer of the vehicle. And from that, they're going to reprogram the ECU to get access to opening the front door and to actually turn on the engine and steal this vehicle.
Okay, so that's something else I've heard of, never really seen it happen, but I guess different makes, different kinds of ways to do it. But like I said, someone has to know how this works. Someone had to have been a tech or known that they could plug in. You don't just figure this out by changing your light bulb in your car. So one guy's working on getting the computer hooked up, which I'm sure costs however much, a couple $100, maybe $1,000. And they're going to take this Lexus, and do they drive it around for a while? They go part it out, they just joyride. I don't know what they do, but it seems pretty easy to steal cars. Way back in the day, I heard of hot wiring, but really never seen anybody do it. I'm pretty probably easy to back then, but these computer systems seems to be pretty easy to hack into.
You can see they basically stole this Lexus in under a minute 30 seconds, and this is what's happening across the entire GTA. We need to be way harder on these criminals.
So when I say GTA, that is Greater Toronto area, so it'd be harder on them, just kind of stop from doing it. I went to El Paso, Texas one time. I used to kind of buy cars here and there and just keep them for a while and sell them again. People called it flipping cars. It was in Arizona. Went to El Paso, bought a 2003 Mach 1. It had the 4-valve Terminator motor, the Romeo line, which is like hand-built race motors. That's the Terminator Cobra Mustangs from 03 and 04 had them also. It had that motor, but it didn't have a supercharger. Real nice car, real fast car, but it was really good price. Should have rang a bell there, but they had the title. She sent me pictures of the title, the VIN matched up, and the same area, everything like that. I was like, okay, it's a good car. Flew down there, bought it, had it for a little bit, hadn't sold it yet. Within a month of buying that one, another one came up, and it was a 350Z. Same thing, pretty good price. And this is back in like 05, 06, so they're still pretty new. It's like a 2004 350Z, and I think the Z came out in 2003. Anyways, if you know cars, you know what I'm talking about. And go down there, get that one too, buy it, bring it back, and they go to. I always got the cars titled in my name and like inspected. You had to have them. Every car that came from out of state had to have it inspected by a police officer or the DMV out there in Arizona. So I took that one in, and they scanned a little door sticker that has like a barcode, and it was 1 digit off. And so that was like, what's going on here? And then I started checking the title, started checking other things. Come to find out, the car was stolen. So they had redone all the VINs, even the ones on the firewall. And when I looked really close to the VIN on the firewall, you could kind of see it had been welded in, replaced. And they did a pretty good paint job, but it wasn't factory. It wasn't perfect. So I was like, okay. And then didn't like reach out right away and say, hey, you sold me stolen car or something like that. I kind of just played my cards right, contacted the El Paso local police department, and set up a time to go down there. They had another car listed. It was always a different eBay account. It wasn't the same person, but it was the same area. And listed another car, I forget what it was. It was like a Solstice, no, it wasn't. It was a convertible. Set that one up to go down there and set up with the police department to go ahead and just meet up with them, try and buy it again and see if it's the same guy. And it was the same exact guy. And they had me in the back of an unmarked car, get up there, arrest him after he gets out of the car, say, is this him? I said, yes, it is. And then it was like a scene from a movie. I'm walking up with my little binder, all my paperwork, trying to figure out what we're gonna do, if it has any of my money left, or if he sent it out to the cartel, or whoever's doing his cars, or if this was a job. I think it was something done across the border or whatever, but anyways, he runs. There's police on both sides of him. They're like patting him down. He has his arms up above like the ATM machine area of a bank that they met at, and he just takes off running to the right, and just like, and so the police start chasing him. They're not the best shape, and these police motorcycles come out from out of nowhere on like a radio call, and it's like a scene from a movie. They finally catch him like a half mile down the way, and he had ran back towards his apartments. And they go into his apartment, and he had almost all the money I had given him. Maybe that was from a couple other car sales or something else, but it was, I lost like $2,000. I was so grateful. The car stayed with me for like 2 months. They didn't come pick him up for like 2 more months, and someone randomly called me, hey, I think you have a Mustang and a Nissan I need to pick up. I'm like, yeah, I had these cars for a while, man. But anyway, those are my two experiences with my cars being stolen. My Camaro in high school, right out of my driveway with my dad standing there in the front yard with his friend, like they were chipping on the grass, just messing around. And that one ended pretty badly with the car motor being blown, and he went to jail, but never really got anything back from him. I never got any money for a new motor or car being stolen, nothing like that. He just went to jail, and that was in California. That was in Northern California. I used to live in the Antioch area. With a golf cart going by. I'm outside in front of my house. But yeah, that was my experience. But this is another car that, this guy's pretty funny at the end telling what happens to these cars, but another kind of with the air conditioner vents and what's going on. So let's check this one out.
Somebody wants to buy this super cheap stolen Scat Pack. So I'm right here at the auction, and I came across this stolen Scat. This is like the third time I've seen it now. Fortunately, it has no key, but I bet this thing runs and drives. Just gonna have to figure out why they pulled the air vents out though. And once you start it up for the first time, it'll probably blow up because they probably did 3 hours of burnouts in it.
Probably did 3 hours of burnouts in it. Probably true. That's pretty funny, but it's sad at the same time. But same thing, the vents, I don't get that. Let me know in the comments what that's about. And then here's just complete disregard for the vehicle because they're not gonna keep it. They might part it out, they might take it to a chop shop, but it seems like a lot of it's just joyriding. Like you'll see a lot of this in the Atlanta area. Don't see a lot of it out here in Greenville. I'm kind of between Atlanta and Charlotte. I don't know if it happens in Charlotte, North Carolina or not. I don't see it, but you see it a lot in Atlanta area. They take them and they just everyone's doing donuts at the same time, people standing everywhere, you see people getting hit by cars hitting each other. I just don't think they care because I don't know how many of those cars are actually theirs or they're just all stolen. So, and I'm sure it happens up north because that first Tommy G video, that was Wisconsin. And I don't know if they're parting them or they're just driving around for fun. We got to be doing something. But you'll see some of them get sent to Canada and shipped over. I watched a couple of videos, like people's SUVs, like Suburbans and stuff. One guy had air tags in it, and it got all the way to somewhere in the Middle East. It's like, what is my car doing in the Middle East? It got shipped over there when they sold it over there. But here you go, disregard for the cars and just young people. They say they're having fun.
This is the moment 9 teens stole 9 luxury cars worth almost $600,000. Someone spotted something off and tipped the police.
You had 9 luxury vehicles at one gas station in West Dallas with young kids with masks on.
A police chase then followed. Officers managed to pop a tire on one of the fleeing Range Rovers. The driver, a 17-year-old, was taken into custody. He told investigators he was just, quote, doing kid stuff.
Just doing kid stuff. So, I mean, I guess one kid got caught, but that was a state, I guess, that chased people, wasn't very lenient on it and went and got them back. But I think they did get all the cars back, and they only got that one suspect that was driving that car. The other 8 or however many people there, they never caught him. Or I don't know how long ago that video was taken, but they haven't caught him since then. And this will be our last video, kind of a funny note, but if it's real or if it's not, but kind of instant karma.
I just bought a brand new-ish.
This guy's funny
even
also.
one.
The last video is going to be instant karma. This guy, this is a Demon, so this is like the top of the Hellcat brand, the jailbreak, whatever, but his car is almost brand new, and you can see they do part some of them out. They're taking them all apart.
70. This 170 got stolen and cut up just weeks after it came off the assembly line, but in a somewhat lucky twist of fate, the chop shop got busted halfway through the job.
When you do bad... Okay, now here's the guy, when you do bad stuff. I don't, let me know if you've seen this video before or if this is staged, but if this is true and real, this is kind of hilarious, but kind of sad.
Hey, there's some bad coming to you.
Let me get that.
First come, first serve!
Said first come, first serve. I think it's staged, but it's still funny, but it's still karma. It's still just sad that some people will take stuff from your porch or take your car. But what she does after.
Yo, somebody just stole my car while I was trying to see your package. You can call the police. Oh, damn it. Come on, woman.
And that'll wrap it up, guys. That's just something new I want to try and do. I like making content, I like talking to you guys. I love interacting with the comments. If you leave comments on these kind of videos, I'll kind of post some of them in the video, kind of like that Jack Morgan guy does. I love what he does out there, and I like interacting with you guys. I like making content, and I'm gonna try my hand at more stuff like this just to keep something going. More of it trucking related, more of it housing market related, whatever, repossessions. There's all kinds of topics to talk about. Let me know what you guys think. And I do appreciate all you guys that send stuff to Just Truckin' Family. There's a group, there's a Just Truckin' like fan page, but I don't really get on that much, but I do get on the Just Truckin' Family group more. So it's a group, got a couple people on there that moderate for us, like Michael Gray and Megan Hopper. So I appreciate you guys for doing that for me, but just like talking with you. Sorry I've been gone for a little bit, but trucking's not good right now. Trucking, if you guys know me, if you're new to the channel, thanks for hanging out. I run a W900 at Kenworth, and the volume, the stuff that needs to be moved around these days is not good. So I've been trying to struggle with that and get that going. You will be seeing me Uber soon. I got the old red wheels. If you know, I have a 2012 Toyota Sienna with the red wheels on it, a minivan, one of my favorite cars. Very practical and comfortable, but that one we will be Ubering again in it because I have to do something. Do stuff like this to hang out and interact with you guys, do some Uber content, and keep it going. Thanks for hanging out. Good talk, as Jack Morgan would say. Another golf cart rolling by. Other people in the neighborhood. It's getting about 65 degrees today out here in South Carolina. But God bless you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you on the next one.